Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So let's address the elephant in the room. I know I'm in a different background, or the background is different behind me. That's because I filmed a collaboration with some friends, and that video will be up later this week, and I didn't feel like moving my setup back to the original background. I will go back to that. Let me know if you like this kind of a setup. I personally am obsessed with my blue background. That's why it's been the same for years. I just love it. I think it's nice and clean, but I just want to kind of switch it up for today's video. You guys, I recently did a major haul on ulta.com. That stuff came in the mail. I've also had a couple things from PR come in the mail, and I just wanted to sit down and kind of test them all out. And so I have lots of things from the drugstore that I got in the Ulta haul that I did. A lot of them are actually Physicians Formula products. They launched new eyeshadow quads. They launched this healthy powder. If you guys don't know, the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation is like my current favorite drugstore foundation right now. So I was so pumped to see this on the site. I hurried and picked that up. They also launched 2 new shades of the Butter Bronzer, which I'm going to be trying out. L'Oreal sent me some mascaras that I've never tried. What else do we have here? I have, oh, this is kind of new, but kind of not. Well, it's not new because it's new shades, but I've already tried this product and I already love it. I got 2 more of the Flower Beauty blush bombs. I love these for blush. I think they're so pretty. And then yeah, there's just some other random things in here that we're going to be testing out. So here's the before and after so you guys can see the final look that I'm going to be creating. I'm just so curious about all of these products and I can't wait to jump into it. I'm not going to be using a full face of everything new. Most of the stuff I'm trying is going to be new, but like the foundation and primer, for example, and concealer is not going to be new because I really want to see how these new powders are working and not have it be messed up or be interfered by something else, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put my hair behind my ears so that I can actually see what's going on here. My face is a little bit red right now because I actually did get a facial treatment yesterday. I did a microdermabrasion, so that means that it basically resurfaces your skin. My skin is starting to feel pretty tight and dry. This is the last video that I need to film because I am pre-filming to allow my skin to basically fall off. So over the next few days, my skin should be very dry and then it will flake off. That's kind of gross, but it's what happens. And it's actually my favorite treatment because once my skin heals, the pigmentation looks so much better. And that's what I've been struggling with most is just like redness and pigmentation. So I'm really excited about that. I'm applying the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer to my skin just because my skin is extremely dry right now. So I need all the hydration that I can get. And this is a primer that I'm pretty familiar with. I really like it. I don't know if it really helps with the longevity of the foundation by any means, but it definitely makes any foundation look really nice on top, especially if you have dry skin. You know, I guess I should be doing eyes first. I think it's a good thing that I put some primer on first so that I can kind of let it soak into my skin, but I want to play with these Physicians Formula eyeshadow quads. I'm confused because I only saw 4 when I bought these on ulta.com, but then I saw Physicians Formula post on Instagram the other day and there were 5. So I don't know. I'm missing one. I think I know which one I'm missing. It's kind of a smoky, glamorous eyeshadow quad. I wish I would have picked that up, but I'm sorry. There's only 4 that I'm going to be trying. I'll try to find the 5th one and maybe I can try it in a future video. Let's prep the eyes with the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. I just know this is a go-to for me. So since we're going to be trying new eyeshadows, I want the base to be something that I'm familiar with. For me, I'm able to be a little more confident in my reviews if I'm using a base product that I'm familiar with and trying a new eyeshadow, because if it doesn't work, it's probably the eyeshadow's fault, not like a new primer. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out all over the eyelid. Oh, I already did my brows off camera. I filled them in with the usual Benefit Precisely My Brow, and then I used the Highbrow from Benefit underneath the brows just to kind of brighten that area up a little bit. I also saw this on ulta.com when I was shopping and I picked this up too. It's the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Loose Powder. It doesn't say that it's a loose powder foundation, but it's kind of weird because it has a lot of shades. I picked up the shades Translucent and Creamy Natural. I'm going to be trying Translucent on the eyelid. The applicator is so unique on this. Like, I don't really know how you're supposed to use it. I'm personally not going to, at least not, whoa, that just like blew up in my face. I'm just going to personally use a brush for the eyelid, but I do want to set the lids with this powder. So we're going to give it a go. I'm also going to use it on other areas of the face too, but I'm not going to use it on my whole face today because I am dying to mostly try out the healthy pressed powder. I don't know, it said that this was new. Is it new? I feel like I've seen this before. Maybe I'm crazy, or maybe Physicians Formula makes a similar product. I don't really know. Anyway, we're just gonna try it out. So I'm setting the eyelids with that. It actually looked like it had quite a bit of coverage. It doesn't look translucent to me. It added some coverage there, which I guess is nice. All right, so let me show you the eyeshadow quads up close. First we have this one, it's a quad of all mattes and it's called Canyon Classic. Next we have this one, which is really pretty. It's called Rose Nude and it's a little bit more of a pinky tone. This one is called Classic Nude. You get your basic nude mattes and a bronze shimmer. And this one is called Smoky Bronze, which I'm really excited about as well. I'm gonna try to dip into all 4 of these somehow. I basically just wanna kind of get a feel for all the formulas. So I wanna make sure that I'm testing mattes and the shimmers. Oh, I just dropped 2 of the applicators now. There actually is an applicator that comes in these. And if I can get them open and not lose the applicator, I will show you what it looks like. There it is. It's just a basic foam applicator and it's actually only one-sided. There's only one, which is kind of unique when there's 4 shades. Usually I'm used to seeing 2 so that you can dip one side into each shade, if that makes sense. I'm gonna dip into the lightest shade right here in the Classic Nude palette. Tap it off and just kind of put this all over the lid again as a base. And I'm kind of wanting to dip into the Canyon Classic palette. These are very light shades and they're all matte. So I wanted to kind of dip into this one first to see how they would work as transition shades. So I'm gonna go into this top one here. I don't think that these have names necessarily. I mean, the palettes have names, but I don't think the individual shades do. So I'm just gonna have to point to you and tell you what's what. As I'm buffing this out, I see a lot of kickback. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yes, you can. There's quite a bit, which is not a deal breaker for me. I know there's a lot of eyeshadows from the drugstore that do that. A lot of the CoverGirl formulas do that, and a couple of the Maybelline eyeshadow palettes do that as well. I still like those palettes. Like, it's honestly not a deal breaker for me. I'm just trying to point out what I'm observing right now. All right, so you can see a little bit of that. It's definitely a very, very subtle shade. I'm gonna dip into this one right here, which seems to be a little bit of a deeper shade. So let's see how we can build up the crease a little bit using that one. Yeah, that one you can see a little bit more, but it's very similar to that first shade. This is a very unique color combination. I don't really know like what kind of look you could make with just this. Maybe just doing gray all over the lids and making it a really natural kind of taupe smoky eye. I don't know. I would be interested to kind of try out a full look with this quad sometime. I'll have to do that. For this video, I'm going to be dipping into all 4, but I'd be interested to see like the kind of look I could make with this, you know? All right, so we've got those 2 shades down on the eyes. It kind of has a little bit of like an olive undertone to it. I don't know if it's picking up on camera the way it's picking up in real life, but it kind of does have a little bit of like a khaki undertone, if that makes sense. I do think I want a little bit of warmth, so I'm going to go ahead and dip into this shade right here in the Classic Nude palette. And I want to start to build this up on the outer part of the eyelid, and I'm just going to press it on the lid first and then start to buff it into the crease a little bit. I'm able to see this one a little bit more on my skin tone than those first 2, and it's blending out really nicely as well. If you are curious, I'm noticing that this formula is very different than the Butter eyeshadow palettes that they recently launched. The Butter eyeshadow palettes are much more of a oily formula to make that butter texture. These ones are drier, but they are blending out really nicely on the lids. They do have a little bit more fallout, so that's just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go into the deepest shade in the Smoky Bronze palette, and I'm gonna start to press that on the outer portion of the eye as well, just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. I like this outer portion of the eye to be pretty deepened, so that's what we're doing. All right, I really want to put some shimmers on the lids, and I think I'm going to dip into the Rose palette for this. This is the Rose Nude. I accidentally dug my nail into that just now. So I'm going to go ahead and take my finger and I'm going to press this onto the eyelid. Those feel pretty buttery, and the finish is definitely more of a satin than it is a bold metallic. I'm not really seeing too much shimmer in it. It's definitely very subtle, which some people might like. I prefer a shimmer to be like very shimmery if I'm going to be wearing one, but that could be because I wear glitter on my eyes on an everyday basis, so I was hoping it would give me a little bit more of a wow factor. That shade to me is just kind of okay. I'm going to dip into the one above it, which is a nice champagne shimmer, and I'm going to kind of press them into this inner corner here. I don't know. I'm having a little bit of a hard time with these shimmers. I'm going to try to take it on a brush and put it on. Literally, I don't see anything. Let's dip into the classic nude palette. There is a bronzy kind of shimmery shade here, and I'm wondering if that will make a little more of an impact. Not really. Okay, I'm swatching it here on my arm so you guys can kind of see. It doesn't, I don't know, it's not super pigmented, which for some people might be a great thing if they don't like to use super bright pigmented eyeshadows if they're nervous about wearing eyeshadow. But for someone like me who's a little more experienced, I would have liked a little more pigment, to be honest. I'm kind of sad. I feel like the mattes are much better as far as pigmentation goes. I'm going to go ahead and go back into the Smoky Bronze palette and add some more of that deep shade to the outer corner because I feel like I just wiped a little bit of it away trying to put that deep bronze shade on the eye. Alright, I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's a golden shade. And we're going to try to apply that on the lid. I know I'm layering like a ton, but I really am trying to make something work or find a shade that I like in the shimmers, or see if there is one I like at least. That one's definitely much better than the others that I've tried. I feel like it makes more of an impact. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on this eyelid. All right, you guys, so I think that's the eye look. I'm a little bit disappointed in it because it's not terrible. Like, the shadows blended out nicely, I felt like, but I wish that they had a little more impact for an eyeshadow quad. Just in my personal opinion, I would have liked that a little more, but we're just gonna continue on the face and we'll see how it wears throughout the day and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take a makeup wipe and I'm gonna clean up the under eye area. There actually wasn't too much fallout under the eyes, which is interesting because there was quite a bit on the pan and it was kind of being a little dusty upon application with some of the shades. I'm just gonna go ahead and press down the line so that there's nothing harsh on that outer corner. The next thing I'm gonna try is something that I forgot to try in a previous drugstore video. I picked up the Physicians Formula Ultra Fine Liquid Eyeliner and a lot of you guys told me to try this. So they had black and brown. I chose brown, which I think will actually probably look nice with this look. So let's give this a go. I like brown eyeliner because it's a way to define the lash line without looking too harsh. It's got a felt tip. Let's see how this works. It's actually really easy to work with. And I didn't notice any skipping or anything like that. Ooh, that makes me excited, you guys. It's supposed to also have a lash boosting serum in this, so we'll have to find out over time if that's something that actually helps my lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and open up these mascaras. One is in the shade Black Brown and one is in the shade Blackest Black. I'm gonna be using Blackest Black on the top lashes and we'll try out the Black Brown on the lower lashes. This is such a weird bottle, look at this. So this is the L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara, and I love L'Oreal mascaras usually. This one is so strange though. Okay, here is the applicator. And then I guess you can like detach this right here, which fits in right there, and then you can bend the wand, and that's supposed to help you get closer to the lashes. So we're gonna try it like this. And I'm going to go ahead and apply about 2 coats to the top lashes. So I think this mascara is supposed to be a little bit more of a lengthening mascara than a volumizing mascara, and I am noticing that it does give quite a bit of length just off of my first impressions. It's not like my favorite voluminous mascara right now, but that definitely gave quite a bit of length to the lashes. Let's apply it to the other eye. Alright, so there's the mascara on the top lashes. Honestly, again, very lengthened, very black. The formula is also a very deep, dark black color, which I love for my lashes. So I do like that about it. We will have to see how it wears because with mascara, if it smears or smudges or flakes, it's a no-go for me. So we're gonna have to see how it wears. All right, my skin totally soaked in the primer, so I'm actually gonna add a little bit more of the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer to my skin so that the foundation can go over it smoothly. And I'm gonna kind of cruise through the next 2 steps of the tutorial because it's just gonna be me applying foundation and concealer, and then we can go into some more new products. I'm gonna be using the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation and the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer, so I will be right back. Alright, so we've got the foundation and concealer on. I'm actually going to go back into the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Powder. This is the translucent one, and I'm going to use this powder underneath the eyes. Since we used it on the eyelid, I really just wanted to see how it would look underneath the eyes as a setting powder. And I do want to use this healthy powder that I'm holding right now all over the rest of the skin, so we will do that in just a moment. So it kind of goes on a little bit more yellow than what I would have liked. I'm going to go ahead and try to maybe lighten this with the healthy powder underneath the eye. I think that might have been a better option for me for under the eyes. I'm going to do the same thing under this eye just because it was a little bit brighter than the other powder. So just take a note that the translucent powder of the mineral powder is not very translucent. It does have a little bit of a tint to it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Dang, I wish I would have put that under the eyes first because now it looks a little bit crepey to me. Let's just move on though. I'm going to take the Physicians Formula Healthy Powder in the shade LN3. When I was looking online, they did not have every single shade to match their entire foundation range, but they had quite a few, and so I mix LN3 and LW2, and so LN3 was the closest match to my skin tone. I'm going to go ahead and press this all over the foundation. I definitely wanted to use the Healthy Foundation today to see how the two products work together since they're in the same line. You guys, wow, okay. It's a powder and it definitely gives coverage, but there's a little bit of like a sheen to it, which I'm really liking. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it makes my skin look very healthy. It's like a glowy powder, which I love. I'm gonna add it to my forehead. I'm gonna be hanging out with our friends tonight, and so I'm hoping this will look good. We'll have to see if I can maybe get their opinions on it as well. My face is feeling really dry from my treatment. Luckily, it's not looking too dry, so I can really see the texture of my skin. I'm gonna blend the powder down the neck. All right, let's do a quick little zhuzh underneath the eyes. I'm just gonna take that warm brown shade from the Classic Nude palette, and I'm going to buff that on the lower lash line. And that's literally all I'm going to do for the lower lash line. I'm wanting to put the Unlimited Mascara in the shade Black Brown on the lower lashes, so it looks the exact same. I'm going to leave the wand how it is. I'm going to take off the extra on the side of the tube, and I'm going to apply this to the lower lashes really quick. That's kind of a fun color. You're not going to be able to really tell on camera that it's lighter, but it is. All right, I was really excited to see two new shades of the Butter Bronzer. They are these right here. This one is called Endless Summer, and this one right here is called Brazilian Glow. This is just basically a big bronze eyeshadow almost, it looks like. And then I'm pretty sure this is now their deepest shade of bronzer. It looked like it was online. I could be wrong. I don't own every single shade of bronzer. I have the shade Bronzer, which I use a lot. And I actually back here have the Physicians Formula Butter Collection with Deep Bronzer. So let's compare the two, shall we? Okay, yes, it's much deeper than the shade Deep Bronzer, which is awesome. I think it's great that they're starting to realize that not every shade worked for every skin tone, so I'm not sure if this will necessarily work for my skin. Should we try it? Maybe we'll try it a little bit. I'm gonna have to go in with a very light hand, but let's give it a go, since I bought it for this video. Okay, woo, that got kind of red kind of fast. I might not be able to make it work for my skin tone, but it is good news for those of you who have medium to deep skin tones and you've been looking for a good bronzer to warm up your complexion, just because it has a little bit more of a warm red undertone, which on deeper skin tones will really help to just add warmth back into the skin. Now that side of the face looks a little too warm to me. I'm using my original shade. This is the shade Bronzer, the one that typically works best on my personal skin tone, and we're gonna really add this to the skin. I am thinking that this golden one will hopefully be a more universal shade that anyone could put on top of their original Butter Bronzer, since it's more of a shimmery shade. I'm gonna take the foundation brush and try to buff that out a little bit. All right, let's dip into Brazilian Glow. I'm gonna try to use a very light hand with this one, just because it kind of looks like it has a olive undertone to it, which could be really pretty if I use a light hand, but I'm so fair right now, you guys. I feel like it might show up pretty intensely. I'm gonna take the bronzer brush and really lightly dip into it, and let's see if it makes a difference. I'm gonna try to see. Okay, so it definitely gives quite a bit of a glow. This could totally be used as a highlighter or just all over the high points of the face, I guess, if you have a more deep skin tone, because it's very sheeny. It wouldn't be a blinding highlight, it would definitely be more subtle, but you could for sure dig into it a little more and get that kind of an effect. Did it make me look green? I kind of see a little green. I don't know, sometimes products are a little difficult for me. Since my skin's so fair, it like shows up a little too harsh for my preference. But if you had a medium or deep skin tone, I feel like this would look really beautiful. It still looks pretty. I just wish it wasn't so olivey. All right, let's go into these. I love these so much. They're the Flower Beauty Blush Bombs. Okay, actually, before I apply blush, because I have a powder highlight to go on top of the face first, I'm gonna do that first. So this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Ocean Glow. I think I might have I don't know, have I shown this on my channel before or was it just on Instagram? I don't remember, but it's a glowy kind of highlighter. You're supposed to swirl your brush in and apply it to the high points of the face. So I wanted to try this out. It's gonna make my skin look a little bit more bronzy maybe. Okay, I'm gonna kind of mix the 3 shades. I'm nervous. And I'm gonna start to apply it to the cheeks. Okay, the blue in here is a little bit more sparkly than what I was expecting, but it's actually really pretty when you combine all 3. It's really pretty. Definitely more chunky than what I typically go for, but the underneath layers are not, so it kind of gives your skin an overall glow. Okay, I don't know if I love it down the center of the face because there are actual visible pieces of glitter. Probably should have thought about that before I did it, but oh well. I'm just gonna kind of buff it off with some of the powder. Okay, I think that's pretty. All right, now let's go into the blush bombs. I might just mix the 2 shades because I love them so much. We'll see. I will definitely swatch both. This is the best part about opening a new one of these. You can see the product coming down the clear tube. It's really satisfying for me. So cinnamon is right here, and then let me swatch bubbly, which is a really fun kind of bright pink shade. And that's right here. It's like got a little bit of a purple undertone. I'm definitely gonna mix the 2 to see what that makes. Just because I'm wearing something that's a little bit more bronzy. I wanna go with that same theme. Ooh, that's kind of a fun color. Look at me, I'm making my own makeup. That's fun, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and press that onto the cheeks and then take my sponge to pat it out. And then I'm just going to press it on the other side of the face. Well, I loved what color that made when those were mixed together. Those were so pretty. All right, let's see. We're gonna move into lips now. And I'm just taking the foundation that got on the lips off with a makeup wipe. So recently, Dose of Colors sent over tons of new products. They came out with tons of new eyeliners and lip liners, and I would have used their eyeliners in this tutorial, but I wanted to use that Physicians Formula one since I had forgotten in the past. But these are their lip liners, and I can't wait to use one. Let's see, I think I might use... There's a shade called Overdrawn, which kind of sounds fun because maybe it's designed to overdraw your lips, which I love. So let's try it. It's gonna be a nude. All right, let's try this out. I'm gonna go ahead and line the lips. Oh, it's a little pink, which I love. Okay. So I'm just gonna line and fill in the lips with this lip liner. This formula does not really budge once it sets, which is probably gonna be good for longevity, but it just means you have to kind of learn how to work quickly with it. Yeah, it's like completely dried down. And then I recently got the most amazing PR package from Bobbi Brown. It was full of their new Crush liquid lips, which are the coolest formula ever. I'm seriously so in love with it. So I wanted to wear one of these today. I feel like one of these 2. Should we do something super nude? I don't really do that, but maybe we should try. Let's just try it. Okay, this one is in the shade Lychee Baby. Lychee. I've heard people pronounce that differently, so I don't really know. All right, so I don't hate that color, but I'm gonna blot it a little and go over it with that deeper shade just because I'm gonna be hanging out with people and I hate when I get a weird line in the inside of my lip from wearing a lip color that's a little bit lighter. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to really pay attention to it or touch up too much. So I'm gonna add this one on top. This one's in the shade Juicy Date. I feel like already that's a better color for me. Oh, I just realized I forgot to add highlighter to the inner corner of the eyes. And I'm gonna use the Becca highlight for that. I'm gonna basically be dipping into that sparkly icy blue kind of color. I just feel like that makes a really fun inner corner highlight. And I'm gonna take what's left and just dust it underneath the brows. All right, let's assess the situation before we walk out the door. I'm just adding a little more bronzer with whatever's left on the brush. And then I'm going to kind of double check the eyebrows. They need to be brushed up again. And then I'm just gonna take that brow pencil and fill in the sparse areas again. And just define the ends too. I feel like sometimes that disappears when I do my brows first. Just from like pressing the foundation and concealer around that area. Sometimes it can disappear a little. All right, the last thing I wanted to try, and I'm a little nervous because I'm not sure which brow color I should use. It's the new Thrive Cosmetics Instant Brow Fix Semi-Permanent Brow Gel, and I have the shades Audrey and Christina. I wish there was one in between almost for my brows, but let's go ahead and try Audrey first. Ooh, look at the applicator. That's cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start to fill in the brows, or set the brows, I guess. It's kind of a tinted brow gel, so you can apparently kind of fill the brow in too with this, but I'm mostly just focused on setting it really lightly. I think this is a good shade for me. Okay, and then we're gonna do the other brow. My brows feel kind of wet right now, so maybe you just need to let it set and dry down a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I wanted to come up closer and just show you how it's kind of emphasized my texture here and here. Part of that could be the fact that I just got microderm done. Sometimes the texture on my face is a little funny during the process of healing. It's obviously not like peeling off yet, but it definitely feels really dewy and kind of tacky where I applied the Healthy Powder Foundation. Other than that, I feel like my skin looks pretty radiant. I'm not sure if it's like my favorite complexion I've ever done, but it's going to have to work for tonight. So, like I said, we're going to be hanging out with some friends. So it is currently exactly 6:30 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and try to wear this as long as possible. We usually hang out with them till around midnight, so we'll see how long I can wear this. So yeah, when I come back home, we'll do a little mini check-in and I'll give you guys my final thoughts based off my first impressions on all the new products that we tried today. So I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, I'm back and it is 1:18 in the morning, so I've worn this for about almost 7 hours. All right, a little disclaimer, my skin is really starting to freak out from the microdermabrasion, so I'm just gonna try to squint and look past that and give you a nice review off of everything that we tried. So based off of my first impressions, my final thoughts are the Physicians Formula Healthy Eyeshadows. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed in these. I feel like I was really excited because the color selections in these are beautiful. The packaging is really pretty, but the shimmers just didn't have enough oomph. I feel like the Butter eyeshadow formula is much better than this, so just keep that in mind. If you're somebody who likes a really subtle eyeshadow look, this might be something that you really enjoy actually. The mattes weren't bad. I just honestly felt like there's better at the drugstore for the price, so I probably won't use these again. I'm kind of disappointed because, again, Physicians Formula is like one of my favorite brands at the drugstore, and they rarely disappoint me, so that was kind of a bummer for me. The Healthy Powder, I felt like it kept my skin really, really glowy. Guys, my skin's looking very hydrated right now. I did have a lot of hydration underneath, like a lot of moisturizer and 2 layers of the hydrating primer, so I do feel like that contributed to how glowy I'm looking. But I must say, I'm really obsessed with the overall finish of this powder when I first applied it. It hasn't broken up on my skin besides the areas where my skin's literally flaking right now, but on the cheeks and everything like that, it looked really beautiful. I'm so excited about this. I loved the coverage that it gave, and it was just a really nice soft powder. It seriously has really great coverage, so I'm gonna have to get more use out of the Physicians Formula mineral wear powders. It's definitely not translucent, like I said. This translucent light powder has color to it, and that's one of the things I regret doing today, is setting the under eye area using this powder. I didn't think it looked very good underneath the eyes. I'm gonna try it on the rest of the face, but obviously today I couldn't since I was trying this one out, so I will have to get back to you. I really liked the formula of it so far, but again, the shade underneath my eyes was just a little too dark, a little too yellow tinted, so we're gonna press pause on this and I'll get back to you. The new bronzer shade is gonna be a really nice shade for those of you who have medium to deep skin tones. I feel like that red undertone really is gonna make it look like you're sun-kissed, and it's going to be beautiful. It's definitely the wrong undertone for my skin tone personally, but I definitely wanted to pick it up. I'm happy that I did, so that I could show you guys exactly what it looks like. It has that same exact butter smell. It smells so good. This bronzer I feel like is a really pretty idea. This is something that I might have to try again in the summertime. Right now it's just a little too olivey for my skin tone, but again, if you have medium to deep skin tones, this is gonna be beautiful. I feel like layered on top if you're into a more shimmery bronze. I don't know if I would use this alone as a bronzer. I would probably use it more to layer 2 on top of each other, but I really do like those 2 shades. I feel like they're really good options for medium to deep skin tones. The blush. The blush is still on my cheeks. I knew I was gonna love this, honestly, because I love the formula so much. So yes, I'm so happy that I bought this and love them so much. The highlighter is really unique. I feel like it's a really pretty packaging. It's a really fun idea. There is visible blue glitter in it though, so if you're not into that, definitely don't pick it up. Becca has other highlighters that are not limited edition like this that have a little bit more of a softer look to it, so you could definitely look into those. Becca makes some of the best highlighters in my opinion, so that's why I I was really intrigued by this. And I do think I'll wear it again. I'll just probably wear it on a more special occasion. It's definitely not an everyday highlighter in my opinion. The Crushed Liquid Lips, you guys, I'm freaking obsessed with these. They're so good. In fact, I need more hydration on the lips. Also, the lip liner I feel like is still on my lips, and I've been eating and I've been out and about for hours. The shade that I was wearing earlier is in my purse downstairs. This is a different one. This is called Hippie Shake. Honestly, I'm obsessed with this formula. The pigment is there. Seriously, it feels like a lip balm. It is so comfortable to wear, but there's so much color and they're so fun. I'm genuinely obsessed with these, and the packaging's really cute as well. So I would definitely recommend those. What else did I try that was new? Oh, the brow gel. My brows look good. I'm gonna have to keep trying these. I'm really curious to see how this fills in the brows without a brow pencil underneath. I saw a couple things on Instagram of them like demonstrating this, and that's how they showed it. It's just like bare brows, and then you use this to fill in and set the brows. So I'm gonna have to try that out. But so far so good. I really like the shade of it. Oh, the eyeliner and the mascara. The eyeliner seemed to have faded a little. Am I crazy? Oh, maybe it's just the brown color, but it was really easy to apply. I really liked it. I think I'll definitely continue to use it and try it out. There was no smearing or smudging, which is what I personally always look for, and I've had a hard time in the past finding a good drugstore eyeliner, so I am excited about that. The mascara obviously looks really nice. I like how it looks. I have other favorites though, and I feel like this packaging is a little bit, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be convenient in some ways. If you're into the packaging, it could be a really fun formula for you, but I don't know. I feel like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, like nothing tops that, you know? But props to them for a innovative idea. I will definitely have to keep trying this out in future tutorials. It's not my favorite again, but it was not a bad mascara by any means either. Let's see how this powder touches up the face. You guys know I usually like to do that after wearing the makeup for a while. I like to see how the powder takes down shine. Now this one does have pigment in it, so it might take away some of the color that we have in the cheeks. Yeah, it definitely did. But I honestly really do like the overall finish of this powder. I actually think I'm most excited to keep playing with this along with the Flower Beauty blushes. So that's it, you guys. That completes this video. I feel like it wasn't as exciting as some of my other full drugstore hauls. I feel like I've recently been able to find a lot of great things at the drugstore, and this time I had some hits and I had some misses, but that's how life is. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I love makeup. I would love to have you join the family, and you can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, you can go ahead and click on the notification bell, and you'll be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I upload my videos. Let me know if there's any new launches that you guys see that you want me to review in the comments down below. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!